You did the vision board, the affirmation, the gratitude journal, and for a while it felt like something was shifting. Then it quietly stopped, and you were left wondering what you did wrong. In this episode, I'm going to talk about the exact same issue which everyone faces. Someone I spoke to about this with recently told me that she's done everything right. The vision board is there on the wall. She wrote the three things she was grateful for every morning. She was doing the priming. She said her affirmation out loud in the mirror, feeling stupid at first and then believing them. And for a few months it worked. Things moved. She felt lighter, luckier, like she's finally cracked something. And then it stopped. Not dramatically, we just quietly went flat. The affirmation started to feel like words again. She was left with horrible thought. Maybe I did it wrong. Maybe I'm the reason it stopped. Today, I want to explain why manifestation works for a while and then stalls for almost everyone. Because it's not what you think, and it's definitely not your fault involved in that. So, here's the part nobody explains. Manifestation does not work at first, it and then stops later on. Manifestation does its work properly, and there's a real reason why in the start it works beautifully. When you start focusing on what you want, feeling grateful, saying affirmations, you change your internal state. You actually do it. You get calmer, more hopeful, more open, and from that state, you genuinely do act differently. You notice opportunities you'd have missed. You show up warmer. You take small risks you'd normally avoid. The results are real. But what what actually caused them? Check that out. It wasn't the universe rearranging itself. That is the later stage. It was you, your temporarily state change, behavior differently. That manifestation was a mood, and the mood produced the result, which is beautiful until the mood wears off. And this is where I talk about push motivation and pull motivation. We'll discuss in depth about that on some other day. But to tell you, pull motivation is something which comes from within. So even when you go with this, you go on with that feeling, you go on with that affirmation. You know you will change the world with that. But when you have that push motivation, that lasts for a few weeks. Until then, manifestation also works, and then it wears off. And it always wears off after that, because most of the people are operating from push motivation first, and underneath the vision board the old system is still running, the nervous system that's been wired since childhood to expect a certain amount of safety, a certain amount of love, certain level of what you deserve, certain indication of your excelling, certain affirmation, everything. Your affirmation says I am abundant, but if underneath in your body, in the parts that were formed long before you had any say, there's a quiet belief that you're not safe having too much, or that good things get taken away, or that you're not someone good things happen to. You lack that thing. You have to you have to believe in yourself to first to get what you want. You sometimes feel yourself a bit lower than what your high expectations of your affirmations are. Sometimes your affirmation directly talks about the future goal, because we have been taught to say I am this, I am that in past, in the future thing which is going to happen, but consider it has already happened and lived with that. But most of the time our brain is only wired in such a manner that it would just negate it on the spot. It will like, what are you talking, and then will show you the mirror on the spot, and then you're stuck between how can I not see the reality when reality is right on my face. How can I not see the scarcity, the security issue, this this feeling, how can I ignore all of that and still be like total delusional about it, when tomorrow I have to pay rent and I don't have money for rent, when today I need to help this person but I myself am in suffering from something, how will I help that other person? And that is where the internal conflict also starts, because now you are stuck between reality and dream world. And manifestation works when you're actually feeling and operating from the level of the dream world, but this reality is going to pull you back. This safety, this love, this reality check now and then. So what to do? There is a gap in that which needs to fill first. It's called telling your brain what actually is there and make in showing it. Hey dude, this exists. You're just trying to fool me, because your brain is so part of the loop which will try to pull you down until you break through it. Let me give you an example. Imagine you have issue of not being heard. Most your family, your relationship dynamics, your boss at work, everyone, your manager, everyone, no one listens to you. Let's say, okay. Your direct affirmation with our old tactics is everyone listens to me. Tomorrow you go to work, you have this positive attitude, okay, one day, 2 days. After a week, you'll be like, what the fuck? I'm still here. These people are not listening to me. How much ever affirmation I tell at home or to myself. Then what? That is when you start introducing actions which are related to your affirmation, which are related to your thinking. Put in small ideas that people actually start listening to, and there are ways for that. There's a communication way, coming from same wavelengths, coming from same frequency. That is when the communication actually fits, and once they start listening to even a small bit of your, that is when you tackle your brain at the moment. They have start everyone have started listening to me. That is the actual affirmation, which doesn't conflict with your reality brain, doesn't negate your reality, and doesn't is not falsifying your dreamland or dream world. It's a step towards it. And that is where most of these affirmations fail. Most of these affirmation try to make you be in the dream world directly, or the place where you want to be, but in reality your brain tries to pull you down, and after 3-4 weeks you are back to square one, even worse, because now you have seen that it doesn't work after some time, and you lose faith in yourself, and that is even worse than how it was initially. Let me come back to the other way also. You're not someone good thing happened to, like I said before, and the older system after a point wins, which I told now. Every time, because it's not a thought, it's a pattern itself. And a pattern running in your nervous system is stronger than a sentence you repeat in the mirror. That also barely at amount of time a day. So the affirmation and the pattern fight with each other. I'm going in depth how your brain how your brain makes you pull you down. And for a few months, the affirmations novelty holds the lead, because now you're overpowering your brain. And then the pattern comes, which is well versed with your brain, which never gets tired, quietly takes back control. That's the stall, not your belief failing. The system underneath your belief reasserting itself. And it does very efficiently, because it's been part of you and it's been running you more than you are actually running yourself, because this thing controls your subconscious mind as well. Remember that. So here's what actually has to happen. It is the part the manifestation works, or manifestation totally skips, Before you can hold a new reality, the system underneath has to be able to receive it. That means two things. First, your nervous system has to learn to feel safe in a calmer, more abundant state. Because right now, for a lot of people, calm and abundance actually feels unfamiliar totally. Especially abundance, because abundance is directly linked to gratitude, and expressing gratitude is a much more difficult step than all this affirmation, manifestation, all of it. So lot of people feel calm and abundance, like I said, actually feels very unfamiliar and threatening, to be honest, at the system itself, and that system pulls you back to the chaos it knows, because it knows that this is the reality. See with your own two eyes, that is how it pulls you back very badly, and it has to be seen and be cleared. You also don't have option, not just paper out with loud affirmation, and it doesn't work. Then after some time, then you go in a guilt, and then you start self-doubting. That is even worse, and you start developing all this crucial negative beliefs, because now your brain has given you a proof, and that is even worst place to be. Second, the old pattern, the belief about what you deserve, formed long ago, it has to be seen and it's cleared. Not just affirmation is going to help you just like that. You have to make every inch, every cell of your body believe in what you are saying. And the first and the most crucial way, as I told you, you have to bridge the gap. Bridge the gap in affirmation. You can't directly just say, I am a billionaire. Your reality is going to negate it the next second, until unless you have the very strong belief system of anything. But I'll tell you one thing, if you would have a very strong belief system, you wouldn't be here listening this. You cannot affirm your way over a pattern, remember that. You have to go underneath and address the pattern itself. Once you do that, something different happens. The new state isn't a mood you're forcing anymore, isn't the motivation for time being you're using with the push motivation. It's just where you live now. Simple as that. And from there, manifestation isn't a technique you perform, it's a natural byproduct of a system that finally matches what you want. That's when it holds its true value. That's when every inch of your body, every cell in your body shouts out loud, and your brain doesn't have any way, your pattern doesn't have any way, your subconscious mind doesn't have any way, and your reality doesn't have any way. All of them obey this thing, because now you're believing from each and every perspective. So if you felt like a failure because the vision board stopped working, I want you to put that down. You didn't do it wrong, you did the top layer perfectly. Nobody told you there was a layer underneath running the whole thing, and all this time, and that no affirmation can reach. The manifestation wasn't the problem, it was the door. It showed you what's possible when your state shifts, even for a few months. Now imagine if you can be in that state for a lifetime. So tell your brain this, tell your reality, tell your subconscious mind strongly, fight with it, that see, I could do it for a month. That means it works. Make it believe. If it makes you unturn the belief, make it believe that you were able to do it, and you will do it. You'll go ahead. And from there, you will start believing as whole. Now, the real work is making that shift permanent. That is the whole challenge. By clearing what's underneath instead of shouting over it, you know. If you want to see what that actually looks like, there's a free video at the link, Break the Loop, Reset Reality. It's there in the description. I'll see you on Thursday.